Oh, I promised somebody to hold on. All right. So typically we like one sign-up to be stored in a folder. So in my class, I mentioned this over and over again. To one thing, store them in a folder, right? Containerize, compartmentalize. So typically in sign-up, we have everything related to sign-up in one folder. The main file, we typically like to call it app.r. And there's all other optional files, the resume, the description. There's R folder where you can put our scripts in. This folder, www/, you can put pictures, static pictures, or other scripts in there. Okay, other scripts in there. So this is a structure. So when we later on we publish this thing, this will be nice. You have data file put in this folder, right? You can when you publish, everything was going to move to your laptop to another server online. Okay, so put everything here, keep it organized, right? Now this is a basic structure of a Shiny app.r. You can see 3 parts, and maybe 4 parts. In the very beginning, you have the library stream, library Shiny. And secondly, this is UI. This is web page. How do you want to look, right? This is a server function. As I said, everything is a function. If it is not data, everything is function. So this is a function. You're calling somebody about this function. The server is also a function, obviously. Now, what is this, guys? What is this? What's the last thing here? Jay, what is that?
It's the object. It's like a server call.
Yeah, this is another function. And the input is these 2 functions, right? Just like mentioned. So this is the function that defined here goes in here, right? This is the function goes here. So you're starting to see, so these 2 functions, we essentially writing a Shiny app, we need to write these 2 functions. Okay, this is the define this thing. So if you have data file, you read it here. Okay, now let's go a little bit more. You can load the data here. And this is one example. This thing runs, right? This is an example. You can see this is library Shiny. This is UI, okay? A slightly different function. This is just have this slider, this number here, okay? This is UI function, and this is just histogram, and this is server function. Inside the server function, you can see we have defined an output called HIST, and then we render it here, okay? So this is how it looks like. We see there's a control widget, there's output here. This is how the output is rendered, okay? So a little bit more complex example here. This is Shiny app. You select the x-axis, you select y, you have a scatter plot, okay? You have a scatter plot, and this Shiny app looks like this. So the very beginning, you load your libraries, you load your data, and this is the UI part of it. Okay, this is the UI part of it. So this is a function. What is this again? What is this again, guys? Function. This is another function. So you can see function nested in a function. Okay, function nested in a function. Now this is sidebar layout, and this is defines this and this, right? You can see defines this and this. These are these choices. I mean, it's not complex. It's a little bit longer. And this is a comma here. This is another comma here. So these are the inputs to this function. Okay. So these 2 chunks and also these 3 chunks are the input to this function. Very much like this situation we have in here. Okay. Very much like the situation we have in here. Okay. So that's why if you forget this comma, then everything is screwed up. If you forget this comma, everything is screwed up because expecting this input as a function, another input is a function. This card here, you can see this is a function, this is another function. Function nested in function, nested in function. If you forget one parentheses, well, you know, okay, so things getting complicated. If you forget a parentheses, things get very complicated. So you can see this one goes with this one, right? This line, this starts here, very nice. I mean, this is related to the file. Once you write this, it's very important that you use appropriate intonation. So you see, okay, the start here, the sidebar ends I don't know where it ends. So it's line up here, okay, and this line up here, okay. And the server function is like this. The server function is just very simple. This is server function. Just takes whatever is selected here. This is called Y. This is called X. You're gonna see input $X, input $Y. And I talked about the list. List is one list have different slots. So you put $X. This is input. This input is coming from here. Okay. So this communication goes that way. So that's how it looks. Okay. That's how it looks. Now, when you do something, when you select something here, then when you select something, then the server updates and the plus updates. Okay. Yeah.
If UI is a function, why don't we use the function keyword to define it? Like, why do you use it for server but not UI?
Oh, very good question. I think has to do how this, yes, here, this is a function. This is already by functions by itself.
Okay.
You're calling a function.
Okay.
Here you're defining a function.
Okay.
So it's kind of, yeah, very good. Now this is reactivity. Reactivity is complicated. Okay, if you have on one component, that's not very complicated. But assuming very complex synapse, you have one controls a lot of things, then pretty much it get complicated. The explanation of reactivity is actually very simple. If you have Excel, you have 100 here. Here you can see equals that times 2, right? Obviously, you're going to have 200 here, right? So suppose you have that, and you come back, modify this column, this number, then that second will change, right? So that's reactivity. Obviously, you can have another column, another cell that look at that, double add 5, for example, this is 205, and then all three will change together, right? The same thing goes here. In ShanyApp, context can be very complex. It's like all this logic can almost like a core. You drag on one, everything changes, right? So for my ShanyApp, if you plot it like this, it's like I just forgot where it goes, right? But ShanyApp have that kind of thing. All right, so let's get started with our activities here. And before we get lost, a few guiding principles here. Start from example and replace it with different components to make it your own, right? Instead of building a house, I get a frame and then I swipe the walls, I change the appliances, I make it my own. Okay? Swap the data too, right? So secondly, you can see a lot of things are connected. So it's very hard to debug. So the trick is that add the UI part first, the web page first, make it work. You don't have to use it, but you add UI first, make it work, and then you add a logic, server logic. But when you add a server logic, first just have a static plot in there as a placeholder, right? As a placeholder. And the third step, you connect these two. You bring the variable here to change the variable, change the color. So you'll see, okay? The third is use a browser function to have a break, look at the data, okay? And lastly, sometimes very complex plots. I don't like to polish the plot inside Shany. I like to start another R script to run there, so I make sure my plot works, and then I will copy the code and now tweak the code, change to in Shany. Okay, so I don't think you need, well, all right, so let's start our activities here. So the first thing I would like you to do is to start RStudio. Start RStudio locally, or you can start RStudio from posit.cloud. Okay, posit.cloud. I think I had I had it here. I'll log out so that you can see. Logging, no, not this one. Yeah, this one. So I log out. So you can see if you don't have RStudio installed on your laptop, so this is the next best thing. So posit.cloud, and then you log in with the email. Gmail works, regular email works too. and you log in, read the password, and the first thing you do is start a new project here. Okay, start a new project, new RStudio project, and okay, new project, new RStudio project. It's going to take a while because what these guys do is they're going to start a new computer just for you. All right, just for you. So now I'm almost ready here. As you can see, this is almost look like RStudio, almost look like RStudio, and with a you can give it a name of the project, but doesn't matter. If you are here, then we are going to before we move ahead, we're going to see files, new file, Shiny web app. Okay, file, new file, Shiny web app. Okay. Shiny web app, and in here, we don't have library installed. We can see yes. Okay. So the 24 libraries are gonna start gonna take a while. So if you are on the cloud, log in, new project, and file, new Shiny app. If you're local, I think a lot of you are. So what you want to do is new project. Okay, I'll save that. If you're local, the first thing you do is new project. Okay. This is going to take a while, and I want to create a new project in a new directory. I want to see Shiny application. So this is different, So I'm going to say Shiny. Okay. So here, if you're on local, what I did was file, new project, new directory, new directory. Okay, and give it a name. Okay, give it a name. So mine is finished now. Mine is finished. So okay, so this is give you an example. Okay, give you example. Are you guys with me so far? This is the first step, but it's very critical that you follow me here. So if I on here, so this is should so you can call it Shiny, for example, and you can see the create a folder, subfolder. This is online, guys. This is online, so called Shiny. As I said, they like to have everything in the folder. So if you go in the folder, there's app.r there. Okay. Oh, there's app.r there. But if you're local, I highly recommend that you do file, new project, and new folder, Shiny app. Okay, Shiny app. So new directory, Shiny app. If you look at my file, you can see here, you can see this is app.r is created the Shiny app project. Okay. All right. So yeah. All right, there's pizza. Yeah, go ahead and start with pizza. Go ahead and start with pizza. If you have trouble, raise your hand. I'll try to help you. Yeah. Thank you.
I'll be back with plates in just a minute, so I'll be a little bit on pizza, unless you guys wanna use your hand.
Yeah.
I won't judge.
I'm doing a project.
Uh,
AI drug discovery.
What?
AI drug discovery.
Yeah.
So I have synthesized like 10 compounds.
Mm.
So my PI is saying,
Who's up here?
Dr. Fateh.
Okay.
So he's saying, is there any way like I can?
Well, let's talk about this later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about this later. Let's
Okay.
finish on this. Okay, I hope, yeah, go ahead, get pizza. And if you're not hungry, let's go ahead. So what we're gonna do this in the next activity is that we're gonna mess with it. We're gonna change it, swap it, almost like you get a car. I mean, it's a Corolla, but we're gonna swap the engine, we're gonna swap the steering wheel, we're gonna put battery in it. By the time you're finished, it's totally new. So that's the idea. Okay. So hopefully you will learn. So before we go ahead, so let's take a quick look at the code here. So again, there's library. There's a lot of comments in here, by the way, you can see, right? All the professionals do that because they forgot what they wrote, right? So I encourage you to code as much as you want. I know you guys are young, not as forgetful as me, but a lot of people don't realize that how often we reuse our own code a few months later and overestimate their memory. Okay. All right. So as you can see, there's a library, there's UI function here, and the server function here, and the Shiny app function in here. Okay. So we have one control widget in here. So let's run this and see what happens. Okay. Let's run this. And if you run this, you can see this is, this is what looks on my screen. And if you make it wide, you kind of change the layout by itself, right? So if the control widget, this dictates how thoroughly you want it. How many of you have this run? Okay. You have problems, guys? Good. Very good. Very good. Very good. So if you have this run, then the next thing you will do is that we will change some things here. We'll change some things here. Okay. The easiest thing is change the title. Change the title. So let's change the title. So I will. Obviously, all you need to do is to change this, right? Change to something, anything, to your name or Shiny demo or something, right? Change that. Obviously, this should be no problem if as long as you don't get rid of that. Okay. Thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah. You can see, this is obviously changed, right? So this is the easy part because we just changed the web page. Okay. And now let's start to mess with the data. Let's change the color of the bars from dark gray to green, right? So what we want to do is we go to line 44 and change the color COL from dark gray to green. And let's go ahead and do that and see if you get the effect. Okay. So we go to line 44. You can see this is a histogram where and dark gray we're going to change into green. So I'll click that green and make sure you don't delete this quotation here. Okay, don't delete the quotation here. So it looks like this, and if you run that, it will look like this. So all right, so the color obviously changed. So this is easy, right? Not too bad. The next thing we're gonna do a little bit more. We're gonna swap the data. We're not looking at this data. We're gonna look at the cars data. So look at the code. The only place that the data is used is line 40 actually. Okay, line 40. So we're going to change that. We're going to change the faithful to motor cars, empty cars. Instead of line 2, we want to see parentheses MPG. Okay, we're going to specify that column. Okay, so again, what we do here is line 40, we change to this multi cars MPG. But this is a column name. Okay, and let's run that again. If you run that again, you'll see that, now the data is different now. Okay, data is different. You can still see that for the data is the miles per gallon. For example, 20 miles per gallon, 30 miles per gallon is different now. Okay, so we successfully swap the data. So that's very easy. We just need to change one thing at one line. Okay, so let's get aggressive on our change. Okay, let's just swap in big parts of the car. Okay, you guys are following, right? You guys are all right? Very good. I think some of us at Tree have more experience with Shiny. If you have problem, get stuck, raise a hand. Maybe somebody, Elizabeth, will help you. Okay. So this time we're gonna go fancy. Okay? Instead of changing by name the color, we're gonna have a box where people click and select. We're gonna add this a few lines. I know it's a little bit more typing. So we want to see, okay, we want to add a button there, click to choose a color. Okay. So what we want to do now is the first thing I want you to do before we actually do this is to go to help and go to cheat sheets. And this is, if you go here, you can see there's a lot of cheat sheets, right? I don't like you guys to cheat in exams, but I do want you to cheat in coding. Go steal other people's code. You need cheat sheet. You don't have to print on your arm or a leg. You can just print in front of you. So this is free. These are wonderfully summarizing all the functions of Shiny. Okay, do cheat. I've been coding for, I don't know, 20, 30 years. Most of my code I stole from somebody. Most, including the code that I sold to the government for millions of dollars. Okay, so come here, just do yourself a favor and click on web application with Shiny. If you click on here, this gives you the downloads the PDF. Click on the PDF, you see almost very succinct. If somebody give me exam on Shiny, I only have one piece of paper to bring. This is it. Everything is in here. Everything is in here, guys. So what we want to do is we want to select. So okay, here I want somebody click and select. This is what we want, right? I want somebody click green, red color. Okay, this is the how it looks like. So select input, ID, label, choices, and blah, 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 other things. So the important thing is select input. If you know that, you can Google. Or you can also ask ChatGPT, right? So, okay, let's do that. So what we want to do now is we want to come here. We want to come to line 20, hit enter here. So we want to see select input. The I has to be capital, okay? I have to be capital. Parentheses. If you do parentheses, the other half automatically given to you, right? If you are there, you should be done to do that. If you are there, you might as well get the comma in there because you're going to forget about it, okay? If you and then you come back here, inside the parentheses, another return, and then we start filled in. Okay, we start filled in. You can see what is see. I think select underscore color. Okay, comma, and you can see select a color. Okay, comma, and the choices. equal red, green, blue. Okay. So this is new. Okay, this is new. Okay, this is new. And so I have select input parentheses, and now have appeared. I accept that. I add a comma, hit enter. I come into the parentheses, start writing. Selecting, and that's it has to be after the sidebar panel and before the slider rule. Okay, before the slider rule. So this is where we are. Okay. I know there's a lot of typing, but you can't forget these pairs of parentheses and stuff like that. So if you're done with this, I'm typically like to save it. You never know what computers do these days. Okay, this computer can crash anytime, right? So let's run the app, see if the UI element works, right? So this is the trick. So if you run that, I don't want to see any errors. I want this to work. Also, even though right now it does nothing with it, but there's a control, almost like this room here. You can see there is a button. There's these guys, right? You can just add this here. You don't connect the wire. Fine, right? So you can add. That's what we did right now. We add the wire. We add the button, and then it worked fine. So very good. Let's connect the logic. Now let's go back to line 49 now. So right now we say it's green. So what we need to use the information that a user selected, right? We come here, we just delete this green, which input $, select color. Okay? Select color, if you remember, is the ID that we defined here, right? Is the ID we defined here. Input $, input is the object. The $sign means it's different slots. It's a list, I'm pretty sure. And this is, comes from here. Okay. Now it's connected. So let's see if it works. Okay. So here is how it looks like. So color instead of green, we do that, right? So run app, well, it's red. Let's see if it turns green. Well, it's green. Magic. Magic. We know we barely did anything. We just changed one thing, right? But for somebody having done that, it looks like magic, right? So the magic is most of the time is done by people with patience. That's all to it. Nothing more, nothing less. All right, we are going to actually do a more magic here. We're going to add another select column. So because motor cars have a lot of columns, we're going to select another column here. So this is what we're going to do. So we are going to add another column here. We're going to add another control widget like what we did here. So we're going to come here. Input. No. Select input parentheses. Now have appeared. I accept that, comma. Go back here. So I have that. Select. This is very similar. You can see a scatter column. Scatter column. You can see a column. The second line is what appears on the UI, right? And choices equal column names of the motor cars. Okay, motor cars. This is very similar, guys. This is very similar. This is just a few control things here, right? So this is what I have, and if you run this again, we run this to see if the switch is working, and then we connect the dots. Okay, we connect the dots. If you run that, Okay, so select column obviously doesn't do anything, but it works, right? If you forget a comma or something, let's say you forget this comma, if you run this, this is gonna throw you a tantrum, So you're gonna, yeah, so comma is very important. Now, as we did, we're gonna come back here, switch the data, okay? We're gonna come back, switch the data. In this case, it's very simple, actually. We specified MPG, all we need to do is input $, select column. This is only thing we need, okay? With motor car selector column. So the value that you selected, we're going to insert in there, and that column will be used to do that, okay? If you done that, this time, let's see, if you select the weight, it becomes, right? You can, outside and now, you can see there's a lot of interactivity. You can actually interact with the data, look at the data. Okay, again, it looks like magic, but we know that we just changed a few lines of code. Okay, so all right, we are going to be more adventure here. Okay, we're going to do more adventure here since we'll add a scatter plot. Let's see, as usual in this activity, we're going to add a UI part first. Okay, we're going to add the UI part first. So we're going to come to the UI part. For example, this is the plot. We're going to add another plot. As usual, we need a comma because this is functions, right? We're going to see plot, output, parentheses. That's splot. I mean, this is the only thing new here. Okay, this is the only thing new here. So comma, plot output, everything else is the same. Okay, and you again run this and make sure make sure there's no complaints, right? No complaints. Great. And then we're going to generate that plot. We're going to generate that plot. Okay. We'll generate this plot, and this plot is very easy, but if the plot is very complicated, I typically like to do it a separate file. Okay, I typically will just start a new file. For example, in this case, I just plot motor cars. Let's see, weight versus motor cars miles per gallon, right? Right here, I run this. I have a plot, so perfect, right? Obviously, you can read your file here, read.csv, but you have a plot that works. Now let's come back to the Sunny app. We're going to add a plot somewhere. Okay, add a plot somewhere. It's very hard to write code from scratch, but copy code is always free, right? So a lot of things are free, guys. One other thing is free is to save another copy for a code before it crashes, right? So what I typically want to do is, this is starting from here and here. This is the zero function for that old plot. We're going to reuse that. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste in here, actually. Okay. Right now, obviously, it doesn't work, right? Doesn't work, but we need to change that. The first thing I need to change is I need to remove everything. Now, the only thing I left is this, right? Obviously, we can't have this. We need to change this. I think we need to change it to the S plot. So that corresponds to this, okay? That corresponds to this. Now we need to generate a plot in here, okay? That's where this code comes along. So we're going to copy this. I'm going to paste in here. I'm going to paste in here. So now I have a plot that should work. Have nothing to do with the income with the UI, but this is plot. It should work. This will capture that. Let's run that to see if that's the case. Okay. Well, yeah, it works. It works. This one doesn't respond to any of this, but we're going to change that later. Okay. You have a plot, you have a, so this is a static plot, but we're going to change that. For example, we want to investigate, the miles per gallon with other things. We could obviously use the selected column. So what we could do, we already have this data in here. So again, I'm lazy. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste in here. Okay. So this is a column that was selected. This is miles per gallon. Okay. And so this becomes from a static plot, then it becomes a variable responsive plot. Let's reload this. If we reload this, I have this is a scatter, this is a straight line, but if you change this, for example, this will change. Okay. As the car gets heavier, the miles per gallon get reduced, right? So, and if you change this thing, this change, this also change. Horsepower versus that. Okay. So that's another surgery that we did on this. You can see step by step, and we were able to do that. Okay, we're able to do that. Now, okay, supposedly now you are happy with this. We're happy with this code, with this. We want to, we want to share with the world, and yeah.
My scatter plot didn't show up. Is there something I missed? What was the last time it did show up?
Okay.
Never mind. I put in the wrong word.
Yeah, so you need to be in here. So you can see this is output function. There's another output function. There's no comma in here, but you need to just line up output functions. You can do a lot of other things in here, right? So, all right, supposedly you are happy with this, and you want to, like me, you want to publish this so that your app doesn't work only on your laptop, or everybody else can use it, right? So you can see that there's a publish button on the top right, right? That's what we're going to use. Okay, that's what we're going to use to publish it. Now, what happens when you publish? Right now, everything is in your laptop. Okay, your files in there, your code in there, everything in there. Your laptop serves the graphics. What we need to do is to transplant everything we have to a cloud computer. The cloud computer we're going to be up all the time. That's going to be free. So that is what we're going to use, called shinyapps.io. Okay, shinyapps.io is the website. So all you need to do is to log in to shinyapps.io. If you log in, this is going to look like. You don't have to follow me on this, but if you do, this is how it's being done. So you log into shinyapps.io. You click on your name here, and then on the top right, there's a token. Okay, you click on tokens. I already have tokens. You add a token. I'm gonna delete a couple of apps here so that I think. Okay, so click here. You have tokens, and obviously, if you want to deploy to a remote server, the server will need a password and stuff, right? That password is returned from here. So what we need to do, add token. Okay, you add a token, for example. I add so many tokens here. You add a token here. Let's click on show the token. That's the token. That's the secret, right? But this is not all. You can see the secret, which is essentially the password. You need to show the secret. That's important. If you don't have that, it won't work. Now, this is the entire thing. So you can copy this, And then we can come back to our app, can come back to our app, and okay. So again, so this is critical. You click show the token, show the secret. This is the essential password. You select everything. I think this should work. Right click, copy. And then you come back to the Shiny app. This is Shiny app working on your laptop, right? You click on publish. I did this early today, so if you don't have that, you need to add new account, shinyapp.io. You paste here your secret. Okay, you paste your secret, and you see connect. Okay, now it's connected. Here in this app, we don't have data files. Sometimes you have data file. Make sure you select the data file in the folder. Okay, select data file in the folder. After we do this, the app in my laptop through the Wi-Fi, we're going to upload it to a server somewhere in Amazon. Okay, so we're going to publish. You can see a lot of things happening right now. A lot of things uploaded to, I have the error because I have too many apps uploaded already. So yours, you should work if you've done that. If you deploy it successfully, I think it should look like where's my application? It should look have nothing to, you don't need your all right. So for example, this is my summer school student did that. So after that, you got a URL. That URL is the only thing you need to brag. Okay. So you got something like something.shinyapp.io and something. So this is one of my summer camp high school student did this. So they are probably playing with it. I think they use all my tokens probably. Okay, so this is totally free. And then these guys have done, the computer is free, but you can't be very, very popular. If you want to have a very popular using a lot of computer resource, you have to host it yourself. But that's a very easy problem to solve, right? That's a very easy problem to solve. And you can actually pay $5 on Amazon, rent a server to publish your server here, right? So this is hosted on Amazon AWS, costs like $20 a month. I'm hosting Amazon because this becomes one of my side gig for a small business that was trying to start with students, with 2 students. Okay, this is my midlife crisis kind of thing where I write a Shiny app and see if I can start a business and sell the business and retire. Doesn't look like going very smoothly, but all right. No. So one more thing before I move on to the next topic, I'll let you guys. You guys want to start with pizza? Go ahead, start with pizza. Pizza getting cold. Yeah. I'm gonna show you how to use ChatGPT in the next, but you can just watch. Okay, just watch. You guys online have any question for me? You can type in. Go ahead, start with pizza. I have a lot of pizza. I think we need to finish. If my tutorial is bad, at least you got some pizza. Go ahead. I think there's vegetarians too. This one. No question here. Everything is very clear. Thank you. Yeah. How does the UI function know the changes of output? Okay, that's a very good question. I mean, the Shiny package, I think, it's got connected that way. Okay?
I know, well, actually, I don't know.
Yeah, it's so hard.
There's a lot of pizza, right? You can take the box. We
Make sure that,
Yeah.
That's what I did with mom, I found.
I overestimate my popularity. You order too much pizza, so.
Like, I did tens and. So weird.
All right. So then there's a lot of things you can follow me on this if you want to, but you can just watch and enjoy pizza. So the next part is if you want to learn more about Shiny, I think if you go to my GitHub, there's the best resource is Shiny lessons by Posit. So this is how I learned. I mean, they go step by step. You can follow this. I have the link in the GitHub page, right? In the GitHub page. And the next thing, if you finish this and there's a lot of resource here. There's a book. This book is, needs more time, but this is the authoritative book here. In this page, there's a lot of things you can use it as a resource. Let's say you want to figure out a way to add an action item. For example, you want to see how to upload a file. You can come here, find it. For example, you can just click on it. It'll give you a code. You can see the code is just here. Okay? They made it so easy to steal code. These guys did tremendous. I mean, these people in RStudio knew what they're doing. I mean, these guys are smartest. So 3 resources: this Shiny license, and this web page, and the master Shiny, and the cheat sheet. Obviously, ChatGPT. Okay. ChatGPT is great, but there's better coding tools. In ChatGPT, you can see, write code for a Shiny app, blah, 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 you can describe. If you're too lazy to describe, if you're too lazy to describe, you can just get a piece of paper and write. There's a button here, this clicks, something happens. If this clicks, something happens. Use your phone, take a picture, upload ChatGPT, ChatGPT will give you a code. It'll work. Okay. And the tricky part is that you have an initial version, you prompting ChatGPT to revise. Okay. But there's a better method. The more powerful tool we're going to demonstrate very quickly here is Cloud. cloud is even more powerful, in the sense that I'll show you what the things I did. Yeah. Cloud is like crazy in the sense that you could actually upload dozens of code you already have. And you want cloud to modify for you, I built not Shiny. Shiny is kind of shortcut in terms of web development, right? The real development is you have React.js, you have, Python in the background, and it worked, So you give you code, you can see cloud is slightly different, but you have to pay for this. But I'll show you one little thing, then I will shut up and move on. This summer in summer camp for high school students, I show them how to code for computer games. I show them the strategy, how to do things step by step by step. You get a very simple game, you refine, right? This girl just took that and ran. And this game is, I think she, what is she? Okay. I think she jumps. Oh. She shoot out things, jumps. Yeah. This just take her a few minutes, a few hours. She's prompting step by step. She knows nothing about JavaScript, HTML, and so I think somebody said on LinkedIn one day, because of AI, anyone can build anything nowadays very quickly. So the important thing is know what you want, have an idea, right? So now, then the second thing, these are high school students. I think she's an 8th grader. I think I wasn't. Have scores and, well, it's not working. Yeah, so but anyway, so I have jumps. So this is, if you can think of, the last thing I will show you is how it's also very easy to add AI component to it. For example, in here, not only this code is written by AI, you can, see change color to red, change, remove the grid lines, for example, and it will modify the code, step by step, you can see, right? And also you can see, all right, explain this to me. And if you see that, if you click that button, a API call is sent to OpenAI. OpenAI look at the code, explain, okay, this is library ggplot2, this is how it does step by step, right? This is all looks like a miracle, magic. It's only 3 lines of code, actually. That's all to it, okay? So the way you do it is here. You don't have to follow me, you can just keep consuming the pizza. So what we need to do then, we need our package that can communicate with OpenAI, right? That package is called OpenAI, actually, okay? That package is called OpenAI. So we need to install that package. So we install that package. So that's how you install the package. You just install it. It's probably a little too hard for you guys typing all this in. You just install the package. Firstly, you have to install the package called Remove. Remove enables you to install packages not from R, but from GitHub. Okay, from GitHub. I think this is the, yeah. So yes, here. So this is the OpenAI package. So in this R package enables you to interact with ChatGPT, ask questions and things like this, right? So you installed it. Again, we need password. Okay, we need password. So I already installed it. So you need a password. So to set up the password, you could set an environmental variable. Okay, set an environmental variable, not a password. They call API key. Obviously, this is not a real key, but it's a very long key. If you have this key, if you go to OpenAI, they will respond to you, right? So they'll respond to you, and then the rest is just easy. The rest, you just ask a question. So this is all. So the rest is, again, my philosophy is make sure the code runs plain R, and then I'm going to transplant to the Shenyang, right? So obviously, you load the library. Right? Okay, you load the library. Right.
I think you have a quotation mark built in somewhere.
Oh,
It's all green.
what? Okay. The somewhere is broken off. Oh, here. Oh, okay, that's tricky, huh? Well, and you establish something's wrong. Something's off here. So establish connection. Okay. Now we establish a connection. All you need to do this time is to call the API. Call the API using this function. And this is a function. You can see $sign. That means list of a list of a list of a list. Somebody friend. Okay. And you're using this ChatGPT model. This is your message. What's up? Right? So you're going to do that. Take a little bit, but there's no response. But we define a completion is the object, the list of a list of a list again, right? So we're going to show this. Hello, I'm here to exist. So we are communicating with this, right? With obviously you can see write R code for something, you can interpret that, or you can, so it's very easy. So if you want to transplant this is also fairly straightforward, meaning that, we need, let's say we're going to do this, we're going to have a input, we're going to have text input, okay? Text input, for example, chat, okay? Ask a question, that's all, right? That's a box, text, output, response. Okay, this is what we're going to have from here, and then we're going to see output $sign response equals render text. We're going to transplant that ChatGPT code in here. So essentially, we need actually all of these guys in here. Okay, all of these guys in here. Just put it here. Okay. Again, we are not responding to the question. Okay, we want to make sure this works first, and then we can swap that. So let's make sure it works. This kind of coding is actually pretty tricky because you never know how many parentheses you forgot, right? Okay, we have a box here. Well, it showed up. That's good. You can type in, doesn't respond, but it's working. Now, because it always ask what's up. So we're going to change that. This question needs to respond to that user question, right? To that question that user asked a question. So we're going to say question. Okay, we're going to say question. Now, what we need to do is that instead of what's up, we're going to say input $, question. Now, there's one thing that's tricky is that, well, let's run that first. The first time we run this, it's going to be empty, probably going to throw us an error, but we'll fix that. So ask a question, where's SDSU? Obviously, that's absolutely wrong answer, right? So, but you can see it's very easy to incorporate this. This AM or ChatGPT, especially, you could even return embed this path to ChatGPT. ChatGPT will tell you what that means. Better than a lot of my students section. Tell me to see, okay, there's a high speed, that speed, right? So if you want to make this fancy, obviously, if you see the chat history needs to be stored. For example, if you see that's wrong, that's total bullshit, total wrong, then it doesn't know what you're asking because you're asking second question, right? You can also see as you type, a lot of ChatGPT is, right? That's, I don't want to give you too much technical things. I think that my sole goal is to show you that it's actually very easy. It's very easy. If I can do this, and any of you can do this. Now what do you do, right? So we're going to announce the Shiny App competition. I hope you guys try. Even if you lose, you get to practice, right? And if you come to data science meetings, we can maybe work on together. I can give you some pointers. The most important thing is okay. Now you have the ability to analyze data, show information, right? The mentality is very different. If you are writing code, analyze data, you are the consumer of the code. You are the consumer of the result. Now, Shiny Apps, somebody else is going to consume that web page. Okay, and you have to think from their perspective. The first thing is, okay, what information I want to do? What kind of information I want to show people, help people, right? Okay, have a website so people can come in, rank all the pizza shops in Brookings, or or something else, something useful, informative others. Or do I want to show a map to see where the polling stations are or whatever, So yeah. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Everything I showed here will be posted on the GitHub page. I think all of you have links. We will send out details about the Shiny App competition. If you want to email, I think Elizabeth and Jihong is here. If you send them an email, they'll add you to the list. We have pizza every day, every time. And even if you don't want to be coming to our meetings, you can get informed about the competition. Okay, I think we have $500 raised. I'm hoping to raise a little bit more. So, and I will not be the one to rank that. I hope I can find a few people work in nearby businesses to rank our Shiny apps later on. Okay, so yeah, the only thing I want to forget everything I ever said. To remember is very easy to do. Okay, even without ChatGPT, you can still code. Now you don't even need to still just ask. And then what do you do with that? With, let's say, if you can swipe on TikTok or or Bumble for an hour, and all you can play with this and create something that benefits other people. I mean, you cannot. A lot of people underestimate. One person with a computer can do a lot of things, can do a lot of damage. I never thought my two Shiny apps I wrote the first 7 years ago, there's going to be over 1 million people use it. I never thought. I just like what I did, just crank along, add one thing another day. Pretty soon nowadays, there are about 6,000 people use it every week. Most of the times I don't even care about it. The server in the admin building that runs that, I don't even, I have a lot of people from India, from Africa, because they have much less decisions there, especially bioinformatics, what I do. They have no training, right? Even though you don't think you're, one of the best statisticians, but you can code. Okay? A lot of people in North part of campus, as I say from chemistry, right? I mean, they're in the field all day. I mean, writing a piece of code is like, all right, very good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
So let's say I work from home and we have like periodic